Hey, what's good everyone? It's your boy Hotbox, and here I am for another high score, Hotbox review. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I'm here to talk about today's Ghost of Yotei, and it's a damn good sequel. So at this point, I've nearly beaten the game, and it's really dope. Honestly, I think it's a banger, just like the first game. I was a huge fan of the first game. It was one of those games I put in hours in, like tons of hours in. For me personally, Ghost of Tsushima is a near masterpiece. The sequel is in every way improved. I mean, not every way, but is improved over the first one. So I'm not gonna lie to you, these two games are very similar, as you would expect. If something ain't broke, don't fix it, you get me? So I like that it keeps the same fundamental systems around. That's what you would expect from a sequel. Sucker Punch has really nailed it again. So first, going into combat, it's almost exactly the same with slight differences here and there. The biggest difference when it comes to combat is that Atsu doesn't use one weapon like Jin does. Jin just used the katana, but he used different stances to overcome certain types of enemies. Atsu does the same thing, except instead of different stances, it's all different weapons. Same stance for every weapon, but they're all different, which is pretty fun. It just makes the whole weapon collecting system a lot more fun in my opinion. It also makes it pretty cool that each weapon has its own master tied to it, who is another NPC you go to learn like different techniques. It was awesome. One of those learning for the odachi, where you had to use your left hand. They actually made you do the puzzle on the controller. It was pretty fun. So things like that was cool in unlocking these weapons. The cool thing about these weapons is that it's the same as the other game, different weapons for different enemy types. Each one has their own skill tree and special ability. They were all fun to use in my opinion. And this game does thrive on that rock, paper, scissors aspect that the first game had, but you don't have to obey that system once you get further enough in the weapon skill tree, which was pretty fun. So you could just use any weapon. If you got good enough, you could use any weapon with any guy. Of course, the overpowered tools are back, like the bombs, the kunais, bow and arrow as always. Yeah, putting them with the right charms just makes some of these abilities so fun and overpowered. So the combat system is still in here. It's still fun, in my opinion. I always had fun with it, so it's still fun as ever for me. Considering navigation in this game, or in these games, have been excellent, of course it's good here. Following the wind that's a dope ass idea. And it's like the easiest shit to do, especially like if you just want to play the game. Following the wind just gets you to random places and you're just having fun on default. Because like the last game, we got the bird that's taking you every which way for every which unlock, you know what I mean? That bird will drain massive amounts of time. You're just gonna end up doing side quests, and if you're like me, you're easily distracted. So you're gonna see, let me just follow this guy real quick. Next thing you know, you're halfway across the map. I love it. That's what good open world design to me. You got the howling that signifies there's a wolf's den nearby, and by the way, you have a wolf companion, and she's the GOAT. I love this wolf companion. You have the fox dens that take you to shrines. The exploration takes you every which way, just following the wind, and you can mark them and the wind will take you there as well. So I am a big fan of this type of exploration because it's a turn off your brain and it just happens naturally. Exploration now will make you appreciate how this game looks. The first game it looked really good on PS4, but this game on PS5, they stepped it up a notch, and it's looking phenomenal. Like the way the wind moves things on yourself and other people, you know what I mean? Like the way that leaves and debris flow in the wind. You see dust kicked up around. I also like the sound. The sound design is really good in this game. You can hear Atsu every step she takes, whether it's in the snow. The snow sounds cool, sounds crunchy. And even if it's raining outside, the sound is immaculate. So there is a new system in this game that I really do enjoy, and that's the bounty system. Unlike the first game where Jin was a samurai and a ninja, Atsu's a straight up mercenary. Like she gotta put food on the table, so she gotta go get targets. You feel me? She busy. So I do like going out and hunting for these wanted posters. You get them from the wanted board at a guy sitting at any major inn. You also get them from sometimes you'll just hear it from random NPCs. Sometimes you'll just stumble across them. And the cool thing about these bounties is that some of them are just very simple. You know, you kill the guy, you get what you need, get your money, you out. Others are like some of these marks have stories behind them, and you're out here sympathizing with the nigga you're supposed to kill. It's hilarious. But I like the system. It brings a bunch of new life into the game. It gives you reason to fight these guys. It's cool, and it just gives like certain enemies more of a personality. Going to camp with one of the people who are often one of your marks, not knowing. Well, you do know it's your mark, but going to camp with a mark, knowing damn well you about to kill this nigga. You know what I mean? You just getting your lunch in real quick. They're getting their last words in, and they'll be dead by the time they know it. It's cool. I like the vibe, and they're always rewarding in some way. Like some give you money, others will give you armor. Sometimes even a die. There was a guy who gave me a song. So I enjoyed the bounty system. As I alluded to before, the other side quests in this game that were in the first game are all just as good. You got the fox den, the bamboo stakes, the shrines, the hot springs. There's even the new ones like the wolf dens, and like the painting spots. So all those, I like doing all the activities because they empower your character in a way. None of them are a waste of time. And I just like that feeling of progression. Even if it's kind of slow in this game, well, it's not even slow. It's just, even if you take your time in this game, because the game is beautiful, sometimes you're just walking around. And sometimes that bird will bring you to many of these fucking side quests anyway, so why not do them? A cool thing here, I should have mentioned in the exploration area, but like, camp was dope too. I like, the cooking is a gimmick, but it's cool that they let you do it. I enjoyed it. Sometimes I'll just be chilling there cooking the fish, with my mushrooms, having a good, some season. She don't do all that, but what I'm saying is that like, I like the fact that you can camp with by yourself to restore some spirit. Also, a lot of the times, some of the NPCs you've met throughout the game will come down and camp with you. Sometimes some random person will do it, and it's you can play music there. I like the camping system. It's a good touch. So I'm glazing now, but like, time to get to the fault. The one fault of this game that I think is not as good as the first one was a story. If I'm being completely honest, the game falls short there towards the latter half. The first 2 acts was firing on all cylinders. That was fire. The story about Atsu wanting revenge on the people who killed her family and pinned her to a tree while that tree was burning. She wants to destroy what is called the Yotei 6, and she's after them for real. She'll do anything to get to them. It was a really good revenge story. Like, it's nothing to write home about, but the first parts had you really engaged. You want to know, is she gonna get these guys? And throughout the story, for Acts 1 and Acts 2, you meet some important people that make the story more engaging. I liked it so much. But then Act 3 happened, and in my opinion, it was anticlimactic, and it brings it down, and it's not as good as Jin's story, which was very well paced, very well written. His dilemma between samurai and ninja, honor and dishonor. In this one, it's nothing really like that. Things get tied up in a nice bow, I guess. It was like they were rushing to close all the potholes and get the story done and wrap it up. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the first 2 acts were where the story is the strongest. And I feel like most people might agree with that. It sucks that it couldn't go all the way, but this is not a bad story. I'm not saying this is a bad story. It's actually a really good one. It's just, I wish it would stayed high stakes throughout the whole, I wish it would stayed up throughout the whole story. All in all, the game is great. Nearly every aspect is improved from the first one, and I love to see it. The graphics are great. The sound is excellent. The characters are great. The side quests are good distractions, and you'll end up doing so much of them. The main quests are also pretty good. The camping and bounty system are the best additions to this franchise, and I think it's very well done. If we ever revisit this game, I hope they come back. I'm a little biased because I like the first one, so I'm clearly a fan. I'm clearly the target audience here. They already had me from they had me since I heard Ghost. You feel me? So I was already in. But for those of you who haven't played these games or trying to get into the game, this one is really good. And I think if you played these games before, you'll love this one. You really would. That's all I have for now, though. If I'm bugging, if I'm not bugging, you have anything to argue with, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see y'all. And I'm going to try to get the name for these things, these videos, fixed soon. Oh, and I got a scoring system. Pretty cool, huh?